Moses.
Ramesses. You grew up together, close as brothers. Keep each other safe. Always.
After 400 years of slavery,
Things here have become much worse.
as your brother,
You must set them free.
Is that a threat?
Yes!
Religious film's been around for a long time. These films, early films, reflected the times in which they're made, the black and whites, or some of the early great big biblical epics, particularly something like The Ten Commandments by Cecil B. DeMille.
Let my people go.
There's an attempt to be accurate as far as that's known at that particular time. One of the main things that's changed, I think, is the comfort we have with levels of violence and sexuality and moral complexity in characters that we didn't have if you look back at movies 30, even 20 or 10, 15 years ago. So Christian Bale's Moses in the new Exodus movie seems a bit different than something like Charlton Heston's in the Ten Commandments. More active, a bit darker in terms of just the cinematography and the presentation of him as a character.
I am prepared to fight for eternity.
I think the portrayal of the biblical characters in earlier films is more traditional, more staid, more reverent, is a reflection of the cultural context and the interpretation of Scripture at that time. And of course, the impact of contemporary media and perhaps a separation between some types of entertainment genres, that something like Tarzan or Zorro would be more action-packed, but the Ten Commandments less so. Though, of course, the Tarzan and Zorro of that time is not like the Tarzan and Zorro of our times, again reflecting the rise of the muscular superhero action figure that dominates our popular summer blockbusters. There's a kind of folk understanding of biblical characters, that they're all just saints and they have the little halos around their heads. And some of the old films seem to present things like that. The Cecil B. DeMille with all the bright, cheery, happy colors. But you know, these darker films in some ways are truer to the complexity of these literary characters, though the complexity that they bring out is oftentimes not true to the character complexity in the text.
God is with us!
The action-packed nature of the new Exodus movie is an intriguing thing to think about. It's definitely reflective of where the money is in Hollywood. We like our big action movies and high drama, and a lot of that drama involves violence, of course. And though people talk a lot about violence in the Bible, and it is there, it's of a different sort. And in terms of literary presentation, it's quite different to hear about someone getting killed than to see it, and especially to see it with great detail or grossness attached to it. These sorts of action scenes are very muted, actually, in the Bible. In fact, the main difference between the biblical materials and the movie materials is the great loss of the divine character from the biblical material. So God is a main character in the biblical material, and the action that happens is mostly the divine. The divine speaks a lot, the deity acts, and it's not so much the Moses himself, though of course he's crucial, but he doesn't actually bring the plagues. It's the deity who brings the plagues or who performs the plagues and so on and so forth. These are not documentaries. So the issue of accuracy is not maybe the most compelling one or the most important one. Is the movie itself compelling, and how so? And does it take the watcher back to the original to create a new appreciation of the original? I would say that's what would make the movie a good one and a success.